Welcome to the David Bradley Show with your host, David Bradley.
All right, everybody, here we go. Third show, and this is pretty cool. I'm loving this whole live streaming stuff. It's actually kind of awesome. So, what we're going to do now is this gentleman has got one heck of a story, and we're going to see if we can't pry a little bit of information out of him on it, and have a good old chat, and hopefully everybody will get to know this gentleman a little bit, because I got a feeling you're going to see a whole lot more of this guy. Everybody, please welcome Eldredge Clasberry to the show. What's going on, man?
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
You just look so relaxed, man. You kind of a chill kind of guy.
I don't know. I guess I have my moments. I have my moments of excitement.
Yeah.
But this is a real beautiful set you got here. So actually, it's relaxing within itself.
I appreciate that.
So I really can't take all the blame for the relaxation that you know.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I mean, I want everybody to be relaxed, comfortable.
Right.
You know.
So that has a lot to do with it.
Oh yeah.
This is a nice relaxed set.
Yeah, and especially since we're live streaming from Nash Vox Studios.
Right.
And it's everything is internet's perfect. Everything is perfect here, man. I mean, it's just awesome.
Right.
Have you recorded here?
Yes, I've been recording here now probably for about the last 7 months.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love it. So I got to hear your story, man. I got to hear it.
I was born in 1971. By the grace of God, I just had a birthday 2 days ago.
Oh, well, happy belated birthday, man.
I just made 52. Am I audible enough? Can you hear me? Okay. So, I was born to a young man who was at the age of 20, and a young lady who was at the age of 21 at the time. However, in the process of their digression, my great grandparents came along to my mom's house.
Yeah.
And, scooped us up. Born in Kankakee, Illinois. Parents lived in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So great grandparents came and picked us up. Probably I was like 2 years old.
Yeah.
And when they picked us up, I think that started my journey.
Yeah.
My great grandparents raised me. So the guy that raised me was born in 1914. The lady that raised me was born in 1921.
Yeah.
And my story goes as he raised me reading the Word of God on his lap.
Right.
So church was extreme priority. It wasn't. It was weird because it wasn't like. It wasn't like you had to. It wasn't like we had to be like. What do you call those bald head guys? I can't remember. Monks. It wasn't like we had to be like monks at home.
Right.
But they were very strict.
Follow the Bible.
High in discipline, high in respect.
Yeah.
And all of that came from going to church.
Right.
So I was the kid that was raised on my great granddad's lap. My older brother, he was 2 years older than me, so he got a chance to move around a lot faster.
Right.
But I grew up reading the Bible on his lap, and I don't know. Somewhere along the line, man, my dad came back into my life, and when he came back into my life, he and I started using drugs together.
Yeah.
I've never really, I can't say I really ever held him fully responsible, because I'm dealing with a man that I know loves me.
Right.
And as I started to grow up, I understood that sometimes love and struggle don't have anything to do with each other.
No, it don't. It don't.
You can love someone,
Yeah.
but you're struggling over here, so it can actually hinder you from loving them the way you really want to.
Right.
And that can also add to the frustration that you're already having with the struggle that you have.
Oh yeah.
So it helps me to have compassion on my dad, but most importantly, it took me some places where I didn't think I was going to come out alive.
Right.
I've been locked up quite a few times.
Mm-hmm.
I've eaten out of garbage cans, slept in abandoned buildings, slept under stairwells. Shot a dude when I was 11 years old in the 6th grade.
Yeah.
Started cutting hair when I was 14. Been singing and literally writing and arranging music in my head since I was a 10-year-old kid.
Yeah. And I imagine too, when you're cutting hair and stuff like that, it kind of would help you concentrate on what you were doing. You know, being able to, sing and work and get everything going.
Yeah, well, see, the good thing about the conversation is that because of God, I not only get an opportunity to tell you about how jacked up I was,
Yeah.
I get an opportunity to tell you about a whole bunch of other good stuff in the process of being jacked up until now, as to where I'm still jacked up. I'm probably just as crazier now than I ever was. because I'm crazy set free and not crazy in bondage.
Yeah.
It's a whole different crazy, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So, but long story short, what happened was drugs had gotten the best of me.
Yeah. And they will.
Moving my dad out of the way, anybody else out of the way that ever introduced it to me growing up as a kid, they are no longer responsible for any choice that I was making.
Right.
And
so you forgave a lot of people.
Well, I had to.
Yeah.
I think the sickness about not forgiving people is overlooking all of the crap that I needed forgiveness for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and a lot of people, they really, and I know this because, dude, I was born and raised East Nashville.
Right.
So, I mean, a lot of times, if you don't forgive certain people in your life, then you carry all that baggage, man.
Well, I was too immature to understand that, hindsight 2020.
Mm-hmm.
But I did exactly what you said for years.
Yeah. You just carry it with you, and it makes you worse.
I'm gonna tell this. I'm gonna tell a quick little story. In I cried for years while my dad handed me a crack pipe. Right.
Yeah.
So I did that for years.
Mm-hmm.
I did it for years. And then one day, in my sober thought, God reminded me, literally. You knocked on your dad's room door. You said, "Dad, I need to talk to you." You went in. You pulled out a whole bunch of coke, and you said, "Dad, I'm making some money, so let me know if anybody in here need anything."
Yeah.
So you really can't be too angry at your dad, Eldredge, because the stuff that your dad handed you was actually yours.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the reason why this is so important to me is, I guess since I'm running my mouth about this, is that we'll waste a lot of time blaming people for all of the decisions that we made if we would just shut down, shut up, and be cool and just realize I made that decision.
Yeah. And a lot of people, they can't do that.
And once I realize I made that decision, I can now say, okay, I need to make a new decision. But I can't even think about a new decision because you're the fault. You're the reason. You're the problem. It's like this.
Yeah.
So a new decision is not even in the atmosphere or the environment.
Right. I totally understand that. Totally.
So, long story short, I get to Peoria. I commit my last crime February 4th, 2009, by the grace of God.
Mm-hmm.
That lands me back into the penitentiary, but right back into I'm in a different town, Peoria, Illinois, but I'm still getting high, man. I'm still using drugs. I mean, I'm still just losing it.
Right.
And when I'm talking about using drugs, I'm talking about smoking weed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about cocaine.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
you did a lot of stuff that picked you up, but it numbed you at the same time.
Well, see, that's what I needed.
Yeah.
I needed numbing. See, and it's weird because as we talk, you want to dig into my story. See, I believe, hindsight 2020, I believe that God has always been a protector.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I found out was my great-granddad came in to pick me and my older brother up when I was 2, right?
Right.
Well, what I didn't say was that my dad was feeding me Richard's Wild Irish Rose to knock me out and put me to sleep because I was a little bit more of the hyper baby that wouldn't go to bed.
Yeah.
So I would wake up in the middle of the night, crawl down that hallway, go in my dad's bedroom, open up that bottle, and drink myself back to sleep. Probably 14, 15, I was sitting down with my dad, and he was telling me the stories of how mornings he would probably wake up. Not every morning, but mornings he would wake up.
Yeah.
Enough to remember. Mornings he would wake up, and he would see me passed out with the bottle tipped over him, even in between my legs in my lap.
Damn.
So you got to understand how devastating it is to know that you don't know anything about alcoholism, or anything, but even as an incoherent child, you still have enough wherewithal and wisdom to know what's going on inside of you.
Right.
To the point where I'm going to go down here and I'm going to do what's making me feel good.
Mm-hmm. Not
having any understanding of what I'm really doing. I'm not even a kid.
Yeah.
I'm an adolescent.
Yeah.
So my granddad picking me up actually saved me.
More than likely.
He puts me on his lap to read the Bible. I didn't tell the whole story. He puts me on his lap to read the Bible. He dies right at my right before my graduation. So nobody shows up for my graduation because everybody's at the hospital with him.
Yeah.
So my 8th grade graduation is by myself. When I get home, I'm sitting down, and I find out he dies.
Mm-hmm.
2 days later, I have a birthday. And probably not too long after that, I'm getting ready to get back to school. Right at that point, my dad is taking me to Chicago to get an ounce of coke.
Right.
So do you understand the transitioning from my dad picking my granddad trying to pull me out of something?
Oh, he's trying to make it right.
Then him dying.
Yeah.
And then after him dying, what happens is, here comes along my dad, and I get pulled right back into what that pulled me out. But this time, I get pulled back in with some resources. I get pulled back in with some new information. Because in that process, my great-granddad's been putting me on his lap, putting the word of God in me all this time.
Yeah.
So it was inevitable that at that point, God was going to use all the hell that I went through and then get me right back to his word so that I could finally be crazy free instead of crazy in bondage.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I totally get it.
Yeah, so he's a beast, man. He
Yeah.
really is. So what happens is so I'm in Peoria. I see this guy across the street in this building, coming out of this building, black guy, he's got this suit on. And I'm coming down from a crack high, looking for, and
Just something.
I look at this guy. No, I'm not looking for something. I'm looking for a way to give me some more crack.
Yeah.
Okay, that ain't something. That's I'm just being real. I ain't.
Yeah.
What it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, I look at the guy, and my real conversation is this. I said, God, look at that dude over there in that suit. What is wrong? Look at that black man over there in that suit. What is wrong with me? And I heard God say, that guy's got a gift on the inside of him. And that gift is so awesome. They require him, and not only do they require him, but they pay him real well to go into that building every day and operate and perform his gift.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked the question again. I said, God, what's wrong with me? And God didn't say nothing about my drug addiction. He didn't say nothing about my homelessness. He didn't say nothing about my problems. All of this was by choice.
Yeah.
I had a 4-bedroom home on the other side of town. I had to stay over in the abandoned buildings because my drug dealer was closer there.
Yeah.
So anyway, I said, God, what's wrong with me? I asked him again. And he said, well, your problem is that you're around the wrong buildings.
That makes sense.
He said, Peoria don't sell music.
No.
The reason why this was so important to me, because at night, especially on weekends, I was singing around those same buildings. And unfortunately, I was supporting probably anywhere between a $200 to $500 a day habit.
Yeah.
averaging maybe a $200 to $300 a day habit with no job.
And that's hard.
Not if you're singing, I found out.
Yeah.
Not if you're taking the gift that God gave you and you're using it to destroy yourself.
Yeah.
And it ain't even just got to be singing. You can take anything good that God blessed you with, and I'm not trying to be religious or nothing. It's just who I am.
Right. I get it. I get it.
2 Corinthians 4:7 says that, for we have this treasure in our bodies, that the excellency and the power is of God and not of us.
Mm-hmm.
So this thing that's going on in me, it's not me. So whatever we have on the inside of us, it was God created, God given, God gifted for us to use to be a blessing to others and also to feed ourselves.
Right.
Well, I was taking it and I was using it to feed my addiction.
Yeah.
That's what prompted me to ask God, what's wrong with me when I looked at that man?
Oh,
And so every day I realized we all got something on the inside of us that God gifted us with, that sometimes we need to check and see, are we using it for the right purposes or are we using it for destructive purposes?
yeah.
And so anyway, what happens is I start thinking in my mind, where could I go, where I could sing? Because anywhere I went that night, I was no longer soliciting people to sing. People were actually stopping me to tell everyone else to say, hey, man, I need you guys to hear this dude sing.
Yeah.
And so I was getting paid. Long story short, I'm thinking about Atlanta. I'm thinking about New York. I'm thinking about anywhere where I know good artists have come out of.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I get to this rescue mission in Peoria, and I get this Bible, and it says Nashville. Now,
Was it like on the inside page or right on the top or
it was on the back.
on the very back?
Yeah. It was on the back. It said Nashville. It was on the back page.
Yeah.
If you open the back of the book. So
Well,
what
that's
happened-
kind of a little sign in itself right there.
Well, I'm extremely simple. For instance, I know I know the devil didn't set this up.
No.
I know no evil force. If we don't believe in the devil, I know that no evil force set this
Yeah.
up. That was an awesome force. It was a God force. All this is a God man.
Yeah.
So I just keep it very simple. So I knew when the devil showed me Nashville, because I'd already talked to God about the situation.
Right.
So when he said Nashville, only thing I knew and the only thing I knew that God was impressing upon my heart was that I knew I couldn't come to Nashville and start trying to do what I really wanted to do.
Mm.
I was wrecked. And God blessed me to call a man by the name of Monty Thomas that stays over at the Nashville Rescue Mission. If anybody knows anybody that's having a hard time, it's a guy over there by the name of Monty Thomas
Yeah.
who stays at the Nashville Rescue Mission, if I may.
Yeah, you can.
He doesn't stay there. He works there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He works up with the Nashville Rescue Mission. But I called him in 2018. I didn't get here to 2021. My addiction just gave me like a 3-year layover, right?
Right.
So my trip took 3 years.
Yeah, you kind of lose track of
Yeah,
time when
right.
you're,
My
just
trip
totally
took 3
fried,
years.
man.
So anyway, long story short, divine timing is so amazing because when I did take the trip, the person that I was with at the present time, we were driving.
Yeah.
And we got to Paducah, and on our way to Paducah, I'm going to try to say as fast as I can. There was a lady who's hanging out of the window with blood running down her arms. Her car is stuck under the 18-wheeler, but her husband is on the side of the driver, or is on the driver's side, and he's coherent, but he's just out of it. His head is just hanging. His head's just leaning over on the airbag.
Yeah.
So people are driving by, and I'm stupid, so don't worry about me. People her color were driving by.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel. That's just who I am.
Yeah.
I pulled over, and we got out and walked over to the car, and the lady had her arms up with blood running on her, and I'm talking to her, and I'm like, I don't even know what I can do.
Yeah.
But as I'm looking up, they're smashing a window trying to get a baby out of the back seat, and all of a sudden, I get some weight on my arms, and she's tossing a 2-year-old into my arms. So the person that I was with at that time and I are sitting in a vehicle, and what we're doing is we're literally babysitting on the highway for 45 minutes to an hour, waiting for the young lady's mother to come get her kids, which was
Yeah.
grandkids. So we waited. The grandmother came and got her grandchildren, we took off on the highway, and as we took off, I knew at that point, out of all the fears I had of leaving, because all the fears that I had left, I said, God, if I ever had any doubts that I was headed in the wrong direction, you just cleared them.
Yeah, he cleared it right there.
Even in calling in 2018, if I
Yeah.
took the trip in 2018, I'd have missed the appointment that he had set up in 2018.
Oh, yeah.
And so I don't know about nobody else, but my whole destination has been God ordained, man.
Yeah.
If it was left up to me, we wouldn't be talking right now.
Yeah, it's all a path, man. It's all a path.
So it's been beautiful, man. So what happens is I get here, God starts working with me. I see Nash Vox, but God's working with me. He says, leave Nash Vox alone. God starts working with me. I'm at the Nashville Rescue Mission. 6 months go by. I graduate.
Mm-hmm.
By the grace of God, the same classes that I was being taught in, I'm getting now the opportunity to teach in.
Awesome.
But I'm also volunteering, so I'm cutting the men's life recovery program. I'm cutting their hair.
Yeah.
The women moved over, so I'm cutting their kids' hair, and I'm cutting women's hair. So I'm volunteering there at the same time. All doing the volunteering for whatever reason. I'm picking up garbage too, and so whatever reason, whatever that did, they chose me for the commercial for Easter.
Yeah.
So I did a commercial for the Nashville Rescue Mission. At that point, before I did the commercial, after graduating, I'm driving. My Uber is driving me down here from work, and I see this lady get out of this maroon car, get in this maroon vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a year and something later of knowing this building exists right now.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I feel compelled to get out of this car and talk to that lady, because every time I go past it, I see this maroon Land Rover.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's parked.
Oh, you can't miss it.
Exactly. So I get out and I said, ma'am, listen, forgive me for interrupting you. I said, my name is Eldredge Clasberry. I said, and I'm probably one of the greatest things you've never heard. And she said, okay, can you come see me tomorrow?
Yeah.
So I showed up the next day, and by the grace of God, the rest is history. No, the rest is not history. The rest is we're starting to make history.
Yeah, because you've got an ongoing thing going on now with America's Got Talent.
Yeah. I don't like to, blow the horn about it too much, but yeah, I do.
Look, dude, I'm telling you right now, I heard a little bit of your story, and I told T, I said, I got to get the guy on here because I want to hear the story. And your story, just in everything you just told me, will inspire so many people. And it can save so many people. I mean, it's one of those things that, for lack of better words, God knows what he's doing with you.
And it's a beautiful thing when you say, God can use this to save people, because at that point, truthfully, that's what it was all for.
Yep.
The old people where I grew up at in the church, they had this old song, man, and the song just said, I wouldn't trade nothing for my journey.
Right.
And so, that's just, I couldn't see it happening no different.
Well, you've got a lot of people out there that, if you was to ask them where you're at right now today, would you do anything different?
If you had the chance.
If you had the chance. And a lot of people will say,
I'm good.
I'm good. Because everything that I came through, I lived through, has made me the man I am today.
It's just amazing you said. You know what confirmation is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Confirmation is a conversation that confirms a previous conversation.
Yep.
Or a person, place, or thing that confirms a previous conversation.
Oh, yeah.
I was just talking to a friend, and I'm going to talk to a friend. Well, forgive me for lying. I was talking to that beautiful lady right there. that I'm kind of crazy about. And and I was telling this morning, you know, how God is set up to always want to do new things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm finding out, like in my circular concentric contact, the people that I have, I have to weigh my company with them as to recreational or constructive.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know.
And the reason why I'm saying this is because, see, God is helping me narrow things down.
I had to cut a lot of people out of my life.
Well, first of all, it was obvious I had to get rid of the people that I was using drugs with.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So all of this is a progress for me.
Oh yeah.
The journey is a progress. So now I'm realizing I'm at this place in my life where it's like, okay, wow. Now I have to take a look at even my recreation.
Mm-hmm.
You and I can play and have fun all day together.
Oh yeah.
But if you can't help me and I can't help you and we can't help each other go forward, then recreation for us is nothing but just a waste of time. Or, yeah, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that we're not to have recreation. What I'm saying is that if that's all we do together,
Yeah.
if that's all we do together, it's like a relationship. You know, if all they do is have sex together, then they really don't have a relationship.
Yeah, you got to have all the other building blocks,
sex
man.
Sex is the recreational part of the relationship, and if that's all it is,
Yeah.
And so that within itself, because of who he is exactly why I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
You're different people. You're new people.
I'm weird.
I know, but you ain't like the people I used to talk to.
No.
You see how I changed my vocal tone when I said that?
Mm-hmm.
You see how slick my voice got? You ain't
Oh,
like
yeah.
the people I used to. Okay.
Oh yeah. I got it. Yeah, man. I mean, and I'll be honest with you. My dad passed away, and my dad was my world.
See, and that sucks for me because, see, my great-granddad was my world. He was
Mm-hmm.
my dad.
Yeah, exactly.
My dad, we're more friends than we are father-son.
Right.
Because of my great-granddad, because of him, he's probably the only reason and the main reason why I hold my dad up to the level that a father is supposed to be held up to,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of who he is or what he does.
Yeah.
That position is still supposed to be respected. He's my father.
Yeah.
You know?
And when Dad passed away, the pain was so unbearable,
Man,
and I started using.
let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what happened. When my granddad died, I told you I had just got back from a graduation and nobody
Mhm.
showed up.
Yeah, and then your birthday 2 days later.
Yeah, and he died right before that. Man, I went to that funeral, and I went in the back. First of all, watch this. Listen to the similarity. I'm gonna say something that'll probably bring back some remembrance
Yeah.
in this conversation. All I remember is I went and got me a fifth of Richard's Wild Irish Rose.
Oh yeah.
I got drunk and I sat there and just looked stupid. And I ran in the back and I left everybody during the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And all you heard was just a holler. And I mean, and
Deep guttural
it
holler.
was- let me just say it like this. That holler was so effective as a 14, 15-year-old kid that by the time I was 22, I ran into my old counselor at Shoney's eating breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
She said, Eldredge Clasberry. She said, it's so good to see you. She said, you know, I've always worried about you. She said, because when your great-granddad died, I watched your grades plummet.
Yeah.
She said, and it was like you just fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
You know.
I went to driving a truck, and I was doing cocaine, and I never did. Some real bad things. I never did any of those, but I would do a line of coke or something, and it numbed me,
Yeah.
and that's what I needed.
Right.
And I did that for 2 years, and after that 2 years, I got custody of my kids. By the grace of God, I got the custody of my kids.
Wow.
And the very moment I got custody, I went to my dad's gravesite and I cried
Wow.
for an hour. and I quit cold right then.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I quit cold,
My God.
and it was rough.
Man, I had to go through hell to quit. I had. And see, now, and this is what people don't understand. 2 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
How old were you when that happened?
30, 35.
Okay, now people don't know this, but this is you know why 2 years? You know why it only happened 2 years, and it was so. All it took was a moment of divine intervention to just break that.
Mm-hmm.
You know why it wasn't as complicated? I'll tell you why, because you got 2 trees here, right?
Right.
This one was buried in the ground 7 months ago.
Right.
This one was buried in the ground 7 years ago. Which one you think is going to be easier to rip up out of the ground?
The 7 months.
Yeah. And see, a lot of us don't understand that when it comes to any type of addictive behavior.
Yeah.
You know, God help me. I don't even want to start crying. When I really sobered up and looked at that calendar, dude, I had smoked cocaine for over 35 years.
Yeah. Wow. And now look where you at, brother.
Do you hear me, man?
Oh, yeah. It's a long time.
That's a long time, man, to be doing something like that and not die.
Yeah. It's a long time.
You can't talk to me about a God not existing, man.
Yeah. That's,
It's too long to be doing something that dangerous and not die.
Exactly. Because, I mean, by all rights, most people don't last but 3-4 years, man. And if it ain't the drug that got them, it's
the lifestyle.
It's the lifestyle. Getting shot. It's all kinds of crap, man. You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna skate out.
No, you're not.
You're not. And if you happen to make it out, there's got to be a reason.
Yeah.
There's got to be a reason.
Like I said,
I have this old saying, man. I got guys, man, from my world. I've got guys that have died for way less than what I've done, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh yeah, I've seen dudes, man. I've seen them. I had friends, man, that they ain't here no more.
Yeah. But so anyway, they sent my video to America's Got Talent, and again, man, you gotta understand God, okay?
Yeah.
And if you don't, I'll explain it so that you can. And by the time I'm done explaining it, you just won't want to listen to it because you'll know exactly what I'm talking about by the time I'm done explaining it.
Oh yeah.
So over a decade, let's say over 16, 17 years ago, I'm in this long line at the Hilton Hotel, Chicago.
Right.
And I'm singing for, I'm auditioning for America's Got Talent.
Mm-hmm.
And did well, sang well. They even followed me around with video cameras, told me to drive back up because I was just living an hour south of Chicago. I was born and raised in a little town called Kankakee.
Yeah.
And they said, but wear the same clothing today that you wore yesterday because we're going to do a reenactment of everything that you did.
Okay. Yeah.
So I came back the next day, man, and I was famous for a day.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, they never called me back. So, and again, hindsight 2020, I wasn't ready. So
Yeah.
it's nothing. It's nothing even to really even explain. I wasn't ready. So I'm not thinking about America's Got Talent. I'm thinking about I got a load of songs that, for whatever reason, he's a hit maker.
Mm-hmm.
So you can say, I can't say whatever I say about music, or I'm good at this, or I'm good at that, or I can
Right.
sing. All I can tell you is that he's a hit maker because every time he gives me something, people like it.
Yeah.
So,
And then the only thing you got to do is just write it down.
I know what I got is good because of everything that you said.
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs 27:2 says, "Let another man praise you and not your own mouth."
Exactly.
You know, so that's the only reason I know it might be halfway decent because you said it and I'm up here
Mm-hmm.
and we're talking about it. But
And I heard you sing, man, and I could see people. They always say you don't judge a book by its cover, but you can see sometimes the pain and everything that people have been through. You can just see it on them.
yeah.
You know.
Well, let's say this: if you understand pain, yeah, you spot it a mile away, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now here's the problem I have with that. Some of us can spot it, but because of our heart, we just glide right by it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Oh, some people choose to ignore it.
Listen, I needed to ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Godsmack.
It's a metal band.
I need the T-shirt. I like that, man. A good Godsmack. Where can I get the T-shirt from?
On their website, Godsmack.com.
Got it. I like that. Godsmack.
Yeah, this is one of their concert T-shirts.
Got it. Okay.
I had a buddy of mine pick it up when he went to their show.
Okay. So, so at this point, it's like, wow, what I was trying to do in and of myself years ago, all I did was walk in here and sing. Frankie videos me, and long story short, they put the video on TikTok, and at that point, they got a phone call from some people that were some type of representatives from America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
But when I did it, I sat in line for like 2.5, 3 hours. And,
Oh, yeah.
you know, but when God did it, all I did was just walk up here and sing, and all of a sudden, people were looking for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's again, that's why I said, you know, everything
Happens for a reason, brother.
It's God moved. I can't really take a whole lot of credit for it, but I got work to do.
I think you're gonna make it.
I think what you think.
I think you're gonna make it because
what you think.
I heard you sing. I seen the video downstairs because they've got it playing right up. Y'all walk into Nash Fox. There's a big TV screen out there, and Eldredge is on there, and you can hear him singing on it, and it's awesome. I love it, and it's, dude, I think I think God gave you all that stuff and the stories to tell to save other people. I can't get past that. That's what I feel.
Listen, I'm telling you, I was sitting in a doctor's office yesterday with tears in my eyes, questioning it later.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting in the doctor's office yesterday with tears in my eyes, talking to God, bro. And I was literally saying, God, you set me up to bring people to you.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever I'm around, I think I'm understanding it now. I'm understanding what all this was about.
Yeah.
This is so that somebody can get close to you. I don't, it's just for me to evangelize the world, become a pastor, become a preacher. I don't know about all that.
Right.
I let them have that.
Yeah, let them do that.
I just know.
Just do you. Do what He's gave you.
Whatever that ends up to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I do know this much. I get better results His way than I've been getting better results from Him lately than I was from me.
I think we all could.
And so I guess if I had an opportunity to solicit, I would say, listen, I dare you to say you want better results. I just dare you to say you want better results.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know someone who could give you better results. The only problem that we have is in order to get those results, then we have to find out His way as to how to go about it.
And if nothing else, only thing you got to do is just ask Him.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
I believe wholeheartedly.
And I think what's so mind-blowing is that even in asking, I'm sitting in front of you with something that I didn't even ask for.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just the kind, and that's why, you know, that's why he's the kind of father he is to me.
Yeah. Because you may not know this, but this podcast is on 16 different stations.
Wow.
And it's worldwide. So your story's out there.
You're pooping me.
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You were out there, brother.
All right. I don't need to sing, do I?
No.
Good deal.
No. I'm going to tell everybody where to find you.
Good.
So, y'all, you've got a Facebook and you've got a TikTok.
Yeah.
And that's under, is it under Eldredge Clasberry or?
It's under, my TikTok is under Always Einar. Always is, you know, and Einar is my middle name.
Mhm.
Spelled EINAR.
Okay.
Always Einar at gmail.com. But you can find me under, but my name is also Eldredge Clasberry. ELDREDGE.
Mm-hmm.
CLASB as in Bob, ERRY. And I have not put anything up as far as anything vocally. I've put nothing up yet on social media. Nothing.
You might want to.
Well, I will, but here's the beauty in what's going on, and this is what I really love. It confirms God.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's moving this with him.
Yeah.
Social media is not even moving this.
Yeah. Oh, I get you.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm talking to you now, not because of social media. And I'm not trying to lessen the effect of social media. It's great. But for whatever reason, his timing is perfect, and he has not impressed upon me the social media platform yet.
Yeah.
What he is setting me up for is the songs that I've already recorded,
Mm-hmm.
that I've been singing enough to know. He's setting me up to get ready to start ministering those songs on TikTok.
Yeah.
But I got to know the songs. It can't be a recording session.
Right.
You feel what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I've got to be in the booth actually recording the song, but singing the song instead of saying, hey, take me back. Okay, give me another track. And as if, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know.
So TikTok is not out of the question right now. It's just not in the picture.
Right. I totally understand.
God asked me a question a long time ago. He said, son, you want me to microwave it or do you want me to slow cook it?
I would have chose slow cook.
My bad.
All right, brother, we got to get out of here. It has been an honor, sir. And I really love your story. Total respect. And I know exactly I know exactly what's coming your way, brother.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for this opportunity. I'm privileged.
You're welcome. Very welcome. And thank you for being here. Okay. All right, y'all. Y'all can check Eldredge out. Check out his Facebook, and he's going to get some TikTok stuff going, and everything will be cool. And we'll.
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
Timing, microwave, slow cook. Look for me on TikTok in 45 days, 45 to 60 days.
45 to 60 days. All right. We're going to get out of here, and we appreciate y'all watching.
Lord willing, and I'm still alive.
Yeah, you'll be here, brother. You'll be here.
Yes,
all right. We'll see you.